Hi, I'm glad you chose to spend some time with me. We've already set up December in my reading journal, and now it is time to do the same in my bullet journal. November was a very busy month, and I thought I would go with a quite minimalistic theme. That's what I thought. Just stick here for a while and you'll find out what happened. This month's theme is based on the book A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking by Kingfisher. I read it a long while ago, but I still remember how original I thought that the magic system was. Every wizard in this medieval-like world has some kind of power, but Mona, the one that we will be following in this book, has one that is thought to be pretty useless. She is only able to put magic into all types of dough, and even if at first she thinks this is not really helpful, it will be later on. She has a pretty peaceful life in her aunt's bakery, and then one day she finds a body in it. She is about to be accused of murder, but of course she's innocent, and we will start off by trying to find out who is responsible for this dead body. This will lead to even greater adventures, and Mona will end up saving her city thanks to her quite strange magic. She does this by making alive gingerbread cookies, people. I don't know how I want to call them, but I thought this was such a good theme for the month of December. I went to my stack of stationery looking for something to pair them with. I really wanted a contrast to the snowy theme of my reading journal, and I ended up with this stack of papers that are meant to make Christmas cards, and this little one piece, the clear paper, the white paper, that's the back of a Christmas card that I also used in my reading journal setup. And I thought, well, let's make Christmassy backgrounds, add in some washi tapes, put on these stickers, and we will have a minimalistic though festive theme for December. I prepared that, and I ended up adding a lot of stuff, like these little wrapped gifts that are from another of these cardboard papers. I didn't find in my stencils a letter that I wanted to use, so I used two different sets of stamps for my lettering. For the color of the titles, I wanted to use a reddish purple like the cover of the book, but the closest I could find was this one. It ended up being nice with all of the other colors in the paper, so I used that one. And I also added in some gingery brown. I thought I was prepared to film this video, that I had a clear idea of every spread I wanted to make, but that wasn't the case. So in this video you will see how I do some trial and error, and if it looks like that I've cut or placed some clips in between, that's because some spreads were made over several settings. My calendar spread is a very good example of that. When I made the layout for the background papers, I never got the idea that I would use my stamps on this brownish paper. That was an addition of the last second, when I realized that on my colored paper my stamps wouldn't be seen that well. And thus you will notice that there is an unevenness in the two strips that I will be adding, the one up the spread and the one on the down of the spread. And also, I never planned to use stamps to make the dates of the calendar. I thought at the last second that that would be fun, but I am not sure that I like it. What do you think about that? I also left this spread after doing the first part of it, and I wasn't happy with how it looked, so afterwards I added things to it. And to make sense in this video, I have added that clip in before switching to the next spread. When we come around that inserted clip, may I suggest you to have a little look at the decoration of my desk. I have this cup of coffee with 3 little gingerbread cookies. They are made out of speculoos, and it is Julia that made them for me. I filmed that insert clip after taking a break, and when I came back, well, I think some little hands came around, and mostly one of the smaller kids took away the feet of the cookies and they ate them. So if that looks strange to you, well, at least you know what happened to these poor little cookies. In the book, the cookies sometimes also get damaged or eaten, so we will take that as part of the lore for this video. And now that we are talking desk decorations, there is also this wooden Christmas tree up there, and that is a Christmas tree that my husband laser cut for me. He does all types of things like that, and he's testing out lots of Christmas themed printing, 3D printing or laser cutting things. And I will put a link to his Facebook page, so if you would like to follow what he's making, you can do that there. And I tell you this because I am working on some things for 2026 and I am not going to tell you yet, and maybe there will be some collaboration between my hobbies and his hobbies to come. The calendar spread is finally done. I feel like it took forever, and now I can move on to my outings spread. I still stick with this more boxy layout since it works very well and I think it looks very pretty. And this is an example of how I wasn't as prepared as I thought with even the layout of the main elements. But I think that in the end this page turned out quite cute. I am very sorry for the computer mouse being in the screen. When I'm filming this at my desk, I or listen to audiobooks or I watch YouTube videos to catch up with what you guys are doing. And I forgot to move the mouse out of the range of my camera. Well, at least you know that I'm interested in other YouTubers. If it's your first time hanging out with me, then you might wonder why I make an outings spread. On this spread, I take note of all the events that are organized, that may be bigger events, but also like smaller expositions or guided walks, anything that I can attend to with my family. And I organize these outings by the town that organizes them. And I surely do not make a mystery that I live in a smaller village near a town that's called Anden. That's where one of my libraries is. But the others, I try to keep a little bit discreet so that people with bad intentions do not exactly know where I live. And that's why I put in only the initial of the town on this spread, and I will add in the rest of it off screen. And I think now that it is a little bit difficult for me because I plan to do a flip through of my complete 3 journals for 2025, on which they are. So I need to find out how to mask them off. Another thing, if you're new here, in my voiceovers, you can have background noises. That may be cats that are running around. We have 10 of them, but also sometimes the dog, and then on other times it's my children or my husband. I don't live alone. And at this point in Belgium, we have a strike, and it is nearly impossible for me to make this a voiceover with absolutely nobody in the house. So we just go with the flow. This is a family channel. And if you wonder what makes my husband laugh so much, he is on Final Fantasy XIV having a night out with the guild we are playing in. And if you want to know more about that, I invite you to go see my vlog about Looking for Group by Alexis Hall, in which I tell everything about MMOs. I think that this time I was able to make a health tracker spread that looks very nice. For this setup, my least favorite spread would be my calendar, and I'm not sure which is my favorite one. Maybe this review page, or then even maybe the health tracker. Let me know what spread you liked the most and the least in the comments after watching this video. Normally I use plain weeks in my journal, and if a week is split in between 2 months, I add that week to the month that have the most days. And even if I start my planning year in September with my biggest setup for my journal of September, I still like to start the journal that I start with in January with the 1st of January. So December still has 5 weeks in my journal. And you saw that I also skipped a whole bunch of pages before starting this weekly spread. That's because I will be making some planning spreads for an advent calendar activity I do with my family for Christmas celebration and New Year's celebration. And I will try to make some shorts or Instagram posts for you about that. And before we move into a flip through, I want to tell you that no cookies or no coffee were wasted for making this video. See you soon!